Hello, how you doing? It is me, Paul, and I am back with another video. And today I'm going to do some more guitar bits and put a plugin on it. So here we go. Now, earlier on I did some guitar stuff and I chucked it on this thing here. So what we'll do, we'll just get rid of this one, this track. We'll just bung that on bottom there. What I'm going to do is copy this track over. There we go. Do that. I'm going to take away the effects, pressing Alt and left clicking, and I'm going to select that and delete that. I'm going to change this to before. I have a bit of a mess. And here we go. I've got my voice still going through this, going through this track here. I'm highlighting. I've called it narration only for a change. And I have it set to active but not recording. Just monitoring. If you look on here, it says record disabled, input monitoring only. And go back down to this. Now I did have the microphone selected for this. I'm going to select input number 2 and go for that. So no. I don't know if you can hear that. Well, you can hear it. That's it. And we've got that there. We can hear it because it's coming through the microphone that I'm talking through. So let's just deactivate my mic for a minute and put the back on. I'll just go on to the master track. We'll move over here to this screen. I've got the Brainworks tuner, tuned up. Tuning machines for my guitar, very nice, yeah. Right. So let's move back over to this track channel here. I do press some things and click here or there when I don't need to, maybe most of the time. So I've been tuning up there. You might have even heard me talking through my guitar while there was a moment of silence. Anyway, so here we are. Got that back on. What I'm going to do now is do some guitar stuff, and I'm going to mute this channel track. I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm going to take my voice off, and I'm going to just do a bit of guitar. Let's take that. And there we have it, some guitar stuff. Right, let's have a listen back to that. Make sure it plays, eh? Back the volume off a bit. That's the good thing with using a DAW on the computer. The noise floor is quite low and you get a good signal. So even if it's not that powerful or high, as long as you're kind of around the, anywhere between the, let's take a risk. It's around the 18 to 24, up to the 6, somewhere around there. As long as you can work with it, and it's not this daunting, you can always turn it down. You can always do something with it, can't you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a plug-in now. I'm going to have a mess. So stop that. And doing this at home. I'm glad I told you that. We'll set it here. A bit of repeat. We'll set it's already set to repeat. Put the green thing on there. There we go. So what we need to do now is find a plugin. Now, the good thing is we're playing it back, so it's not going to be giving me delay headaches. What should we do? What should we do? Well, on one of my previous videos, or my only previous video to this one, we looked at waves and we looked at the plugin alliance. And we looked at Aqua. In fact, earlier on, I was thinking about, what was it now? Was it Sigma Audio? That's the one. And I think I mentioned that I was looking at a tutorial or a comparison thing, and it was actually the Royal compressor. And they were comparing it to the Aqua Cream. I think what we'll put on this time will be let's have a coffee, eh? I'm not sure which one to use. So we've got coffee, we've got the comp, the frequency, and the pre. So let's get them all up and delete what we don't need. Give it a minute. I'm gonna think. There we go. How's that? Lovely. Amazing. It's all under there, isn't it? Right. Let's put them all in here. Got lots of stuff in it. Right. Let's go with that. I'll turn these off. There we go. Okay, so here's the input trim. You turn the input trim, it brings everything. It has like an automatic output level. Driving the system. So let's drive it a little bit. Let's go on this line input. We've got a little wheel here. Like line preamps, aren't there? We scroll through this. There's 24 of them. That's like 24 desk inputs. What we've got to do is just cycle through them. Find one you like. If you're like me, you might not actually notice much of a difference. And so, I think the benefit is when you've got a load of these going on at once and you've got different preamps. That'll do, won't it? And we've got a routing thing here, which is EQ to comp. You can have comp and then EQ. Well, we'll have EQ to comp. Let's have a see what this does here. This is looking at the low shelf, I think. There we go. It's a -10 to +10, so I do like having a lot of body to the sound. Normally when I'm playing a guitar, especially if I'm doing my electric, for instance, through my Fender amp, I might whap up the bass and turn down the treble, but anyway, we're not using that, aren't we? So let's see. it's sounding nice. Anyway, let's have a look at the low mid frequencies. Let's check the 1.8. So what this is doing is it's taking it down, this one. And then it's bringing it up. It's nice, isn't it? Let's look at the high and mid frequencies. I'll explain these more another day. Incidentally, we're using coffee, which is one of the Acustica Aqua wonderments. It's nice, isn't it? Let's go to the high frequencies. Let's go right for the 20. Nice, isn't it? I think we'll leave the compressor for now. Let's turn it off. So it's a bit boxy. Probably use that word a lot. Goes with my boxy voice. Boxy voice. Let's turn it on. That's it. So yeah, I like that. So even if you think I've done a complete mess of all this, I think it's quite nice. There we go. And then you've got the master output here. So let's just check it when it's off. Kind of under the 24, and then it kind of is boosting it up really, isn't it? So I think we'll leave it at that. Anyway, without any further ado, I'd like to say thank you very much for listening. I am Paul, and you're listening to Paul at Apple Time Studios. Fancy name. And I've been using the Coffee plugin, which is emulating some vintage gear. We'll talk about that another day. I'm using Reaper on Windows 10 and OBS. Thank you very much for listening. Be very kind. I'd like to wish you a fond farewell.